One time when I was homeless at the tender age of 22, I was out with a friend, and my friend asked me and said, well, you should come to Dave & Buster's even if you're homeless. I'll pay for you. So I went to Dave & Buster's and I met this amazingly beautiful woman. She had disheveled hair and she had very tired eyes. She had very large breasts and no butt. She was beautiful. And she proceeded to be infatuated by the way that I spoke. She was infatuated by the vernacular that I brought to the table, because I strutted in there like a Soul Train Black and I said, what's going on, y'all? We in Dave & Buster's. I'm about to knock them machines out. We doing this and we doing this. And they paid for my ticket. I got a free meal. And she was so enamored by everything. And then they asked me at the end of our hangout, they said, where you going, buddy? I said, well, I'm going back to the streets. As I went back to the streets, she grabbed my shoulder and said, wait. I turned around. I said, huh? She said, you can come over if you want. I don't want you to be homeless. I said, oh, well, let me grab my shopping cart. And she said, just bring the stuff in your shopping cart and put it in my car. You can stay with me for a few days. I said, oh, amazing. I'm thinking she's going to get me another shopping cart is what I'm assuming. So I go over there. House is amazing. House is clean, prim and polished, as if nobody but her had been in there. 2 cats, mind you. I'm looking around and I see, oh, this is great. Cat hair, not existent. She doesn't smell like a cat girl, I imagine. It's great. So I'm looking around. And I say, you got any games here? She says, yeah. She has a red Wii. And she has an old game called Shingoku Basara. I'm playing Shingoku Basara. And I'm playing this game, having a good time. And she says, well, you can sleep in my bed if you want to. I said, that'd be great. I haven't slept in the bed in quite some time. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, though. So I'll sleep on the couch. She said, I wouldn't be uncomfortable at all. And I'm picking up the sign she's putting down. And I say, oh, I apologize. She said, what? I said, I stink. She said, we can shower together. I said, I would not like to shower with you. This is me rejecting advances. This is me setting clear boundaries. That is what I'm doing. And she said, boundaries? I'm the cartel. I don't care about these walls you're putting in front. And she said, if you want to stay here, my heart sank a little bit. Then she said, if you want to stay here, you got to take a shower with me. Very aggressive, very demeaning. And I said, okay. It's 26 degrees outside. I'll do it. Doesn't matter to me. Worse has happened to me. So I get inside the shower. I'm bathing. And she says, let me scrub you off. And I'm smelly. I know I stink. I'm like a Smash Bros convention of a person. I can feel it throughout my body. And she begins to rub me down with soap. And I say, you can. She begins to rub my phallic member with soap and scribble my balls. And I said, well, that's interesting. Very fun there. Thank you. So, after getting skipple-gomped by this woman, she says, well, let me get you a towel and dry you off. She dries me off. And I am rock flaccid. I've no arousal. I'm trying to contain myself. Trying to think about, old nuns. But the nuns are getting me excited because the nuns are hot. So I'm just, this is upsetting. So then, she says, we should do something. I said, cool, sure, why not? I don't want to get kicked out. I'm just saying yes to everything. She puts me on the bed, rubs my tummy and coconut oil, and proceeds to go to town. That's right. Won't you take me to Funky Town? I'm getting slimpled. And what, did it feel good? Yes, but I didn't want it. Felt great though. Felt amazing. She was as if a water park down there. Like a water leak happened. It was amazing, like a house flooding she was. Wet spot in the bed. She slept in it. It was outstanding. And as I'm thinking to myself, man, we didn't even use any protection or anything like that. I'm just horrified by the aspect of, does she do this to everybody? I wake up and there's a handcuff on the bed frame. And I'm concerned. And she says, well, I can't have you leaving now. Now I'm concerned. Now I'm scared. Now I don't know what's going on. And what's crazy is this exact situation has happened 4 times in my life. Each slightly different than before. And this one shook me the most. Because my other hand was free to play the Nintendo Wii. I was still able to play it. So I was just playing the game. And she would bring food to me and feed me. I would try to not eat. My stomach did not allow that because I had not had a good meal in a minute. And she hand cooked those meals. And every night, we proceeded to go to and fro in the bed sheets. every single night. And guess what? I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. It wasn't fun. It didn't make me feel like a person. It made me feel lesser each time it happened. Each time, despite the fact that I had a warm bed and food inside of my stomach, despite the fact that somebody was taking care of me and loving on me, it felt wrong because I didn't want it. It felt incorrect. It felt like my soul was leaving my body each time. I was losing a piece of myself each moment. I didn't like this. I didn't like any second of it. And after a while, 2 weeks, mind you, I finally was able to whittle down the handcuffs. I had sweat enough and gotten skinny enough because I was skipping out on meals to have my wrists get a little bit looser. And I was able to get out of the handcuffs. And as I got out of the handcuffs, and I left in the middle of the night, leaving everything I had owned at her house. It was a little bit warmer, 50 degrees. It was entering spring. And I was very happy about that. Very happy. I told my friends about it. And they said something that shook me to my core. Same thing I had heard my entire life. Whoa, that must have been amazing. She has huge boobs. Whoa, you're so lucky. I'm lucky. Well, call me a 7-leaf clover. I must be at the end of the rainbow, the double rainbow, mind you. My luck stat is 100. I must have infinite item discovery. I must RN Jesus, the RNG goddess must love me because it's happened my entire life. I'm a short guy. I'm 5'6". I'm not tall at all. Why does it keep happening to me? Because I'm personable? Because I'm nice? Is it my fault? Who knows? I know it's not my fault realistically, but the words mean nothing when someone tells me it's not my fault. They mean nothing because it keeps happening. Keeps happening over and over again. My lowest moments, when my life is feeling like it's about to have an inevitable turn. At my highest moments, when my life feels like it's about to have a great upsurge. When my world feels like it's about to shatter around me. When everything is going to feel great. Nothing does. Because somebody ruins it. Man, women, doesn't matter which one. Nobody believes men about assault. Nobody believes them. Because nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares. And that's okay. It's okay that nobody cares. Because guess what? Whenever something bad happened to me, I would bottle up like a genie and wait for somebody to rub it out to get the 3 common responses from me all the time. It's okay. I'll figure it out. And I don't know. Those were the 3 responses that I did all the time. And then the genie bottle would just go away and nobody would ask about me anymore. Because whenever I did actually try to grant the wishes of somebody expressing themselves or me expressing myself, everybody around me would say, well, you're lucky. Now that was something I hated to hear. It was either you're lucky or other people have it worse. Those were the 2 common expressions that I heard growing up all the time. Why did I hear these expressions? Well, by virtue of I am a black boy in America. But more importantly, I am a man. I am male in that aspect. Now, when I was growing up, was assaulted. I was assaulted by my teacher. And nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody cares about this little story in Divot ever. When this happened to me, everybody, and I mean everyone, congratulated me. They said, good job. How'd you get her? She was hot. She was beautiful as hell. I mean, she was a dime piece. She was gorgeous. And I was surprised and shocked that everybody was high-fiving me and congratulating me. So I let it go on for longer than I should have. I was happy because everybody else was telling me I did a good thing. When in reality, I felt bad about it because I didn't like it. She smelled weird. I didn't enjoy it. She was a grown woman. She made me feel small. I felt like I was powerless and defenseless because I felt like I was going to fail my classes. This was my teacher. This is the very woman that's supposed to guide me into my adolescence, my youth. Is supposed to guide me into the adulthood and maturity. And she was middling my goople gop. She was slipping with my flim flams. That's what she was doing. She was teaching me things that I didn't need to know. She never got caught. As a matter of fact, 4 years ago, she retired. And nobody knows about it. Or at least they knew and they didn't care. Principal didn't care. Nobody cared. Not a single person. This was before the aspect of the Me Too movement. This was before everything, and nobody really cared about it. One time, decided to speak to the horse girl in the back of the class. You know what the horse girl is? The girl that actively uses Tumblr and watches Homestuck on the internet and draws and reads Black Butler and Rosario X Vampire. She's a little bit musty, wears glasses probably. That girl. Decided to speak to her. I was hanging out with her, and she decided to kiss me and assault me. My phallic member entered her ovarian caves. I didn't want that to happen. However, I was aroused, so that she assumed that I enjoyed it. She finished. I was scared. I told this to my friends, and they said, "Whoa, can't believe you did that." Hey, get in where you fit in. Nobody cared about that. I tried to tell everybody about this girl, and nobody cared. They thought we were dating. I didn't want to date this woman. I had to be really mean in public. I ended up getting detention because I yelled at her in class because of the anger I felt. After that, I decided to never yell again. After that day, when I was 11, I decided to never yell. I didn't yell. Decided to keep it to myself. This happened multiple times throughout my life. When I was 14, 15, 17, 16 by a man, 15 by my manager. Now at work, when I did drag, by my manager, I bit his nonsense off. I bit it off. This is my reality. This is my life. And it sucks. I hated every second of it. I didn't enjoy it. There was no fun aspects to it. I try to make jokes about it from time to time, but this is very serious to me. It's serious to me because whenever I talk about these things, nobody cares. Whenever I bring up the trauma and horrors that happen in the expanse of my life when it pertains to anything provocative, nobody cares. Nobody listens. The fact that I lost my virginity at 8 is not a very common thing. The fact that I was beaten and bruised and battered by women. The fact that one time, this is very important. I want to tell you something. You matter. If you're a man that's been through a situation like this where you were assaulted, you matter. And this video may not reach the ears it needs to, but I hope it does. I hope someone hears this and actually cares about it. I hope somebody hears this and has a revelation moment. I hope somebody hears this and realizes that they can talk about it and they're not alone. Because it sucks to go through this each time, and I hate it.